In this week's Grow featured interview, NTV's Ifeanyi Igbosimba had a chance to sit down with Nebraska Farm Bureau President Steve Nelson at this week's Ag Summit in Kearney.
Thank you so much, Regina. I'm here at the Holiday Inn with the president of the Nebraska Farm Bureau, Steve Nelson. Steve, this is your first Economic and Technology Summit for our farmers in the area. Tell me about how it went.
Well, it went very, very well. We had a wonderful lineup of speakers that talked about a lot of things, a lot of discussion around technologies, new technologies that we are using. Because of the great economic times we had a few years ago, a lot of farmers and ranchers have been able to purchase and adopt technologies that are helpful to their business. And then what this conference did, I think, was help us understand how to use those technologies to make our operations more efficient and to help us in these tougher economic times that we're in today find ways to, again, be more efficient, to save costs, to use the technologies to really improve the bottom line on both farms and ranches.
Absolutely. And we were talking a little bit earlier about the impact that some of these storms have had on our farmers. Can you talk about that?
Well, yeah, certainly we always need moisture in Nebraska, and this time of year we tend to look at the clouds with some skepticism because often when we have rain, we have hail and we have wind, and we've had some of those storms here in the last few days, and certainly that's a concern and raises issues in areas where people have been hit with that, and so we continue to think about those people and have our prayers really for those that have been hit by these storms. Also, we're in a very busy time both in farming and ranching in the summertime, and a time when a lot of expenditures are being made to grow the crops with fertilizer, chemicals, those kinds of things that are being placed on crops. So it's really an important time to be watching that bottom line, understanding how we benefit both from technologies and products that we use. And so hopefully this conference has been something that has been helpful to producers that are looking to be as efficient as they can.
Absolutely. And one of the topics you guys hit on at the conference was, of course, trade. And of course, big news out of the state this week is we are now sending Nebraska beef to China. Can you talk about the significance of that?
Sure. Well, it's very important. Exports, trade is very important to all of Nebraska agriculture. Certainly the opportunity to, again, be sending Nebraska beef and beef from the U.S. to China is a very important step and certainly very helpful to us, whether you're a beef producer or whether you grow feed, grow corn for cattle. This is a very important step, particularly in these economic times that we're in, to be able to add value to the products that we raise here in Nebraska. So great to see that happening. We look forward to continued growth with China and continued growth in other trade as well.
And of course, this was the first conference, so for people who didn't get a chance to take part, will there be another one for them to participate in?
Sure, the plan certainly is to have another conference next year. One of the things will be to talk about how or what time of the year we do this. This is a difficult time because farmers and ranchers are very busy, and the effort was to try to fit this between planting and some of the key summer work, and you never know exactly how that fits. So we'll be seeking input both from those that were at the conference and those that were not at the conference as to how we can make the conference better, more accessible as we move into the future. But certainly the lineup of speakers we had, I think, was very, very good and very beneficial for those that are here, and look forward to be able to providing a lot of this same information in future programs.
Well, thank you so much. And I know a lot of the farmers I spoke with said they appreciated this conference and they had a good time. So thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that as well.
Thank you. And we'll go ahead and send it back to you guys.
Coming up next, we take a look at your grow weather forecast, plus how cattle are dealing with the heat.